I will start to go through, because I have 40 slides, basically, but some of the slides, I might just pass it quickly, but I can give I think the conference will give you the files for my presentation anyway. So let's start off. Well, Professor Nisai already introduced me to you all, so no need, right? So basically, I have to tell you about my organization, because it's very, very new, only 5 years. But you know why? Because in terms of rail system in Thailand, there are only operators and owners of the projects. There's never been regulator in rail system for a long, long time. So it's a policy in the MOT, in the Ministry of Transport, to come up with the regulator. So to set up the minimum requirement or minimum standard in railway system in Thailand. So our department is established on the 15th of April, 2019. So basically 5 years. Okay. We been transferred from the OTP, or we call it the OTP, the planning of the rail system, and we expand it into 5 divisions. So one would be the secretary, the other one would be the planning, and the regulatory division, and my division is safety, standard division, and also the law division. So. Okay. So talking about our mission, we can call ourselves maybe a new type of regulator, because you see, regulator just set up minimum requirement, right? A minimum standard for railway system in that country. But we're doing a lot more. We're doing the planning. So first one is a railway network development. So we're planning the railway in Thailand, right? Secondly, we're doing the standardization of railway system, because in Thailand, lots of operators, they use their own, their own kind of standards when they doing the bidding. So they just pick, lots of international standards like UIC, AIR, EN standards, and put it in the bidding. But there's no way, you know what's going to be the system that you're going to use in Thailand, or the minimum requirement of the system that you need to do, or you need to use in Thailand. So that's the reason why we are here. We try to set the minimum standards in order to maintain the safety and actually upgrade the safety, and as well as the service standards. Third, we're doing the regulation. So once we have the standards, we need to enforce it. So we're doing the regulation. So right now, at the moment, we're proposing we call it the Railway Act, which is in the Parliament at the moment. This morning, I just went there to the Parliament to talk about the draft that we proposing. So once the draft of the Act become active, then we can do what we call a regulation, a ministerial regulation, to enforce the minimum requirement for the railway system in Thailand. Fourth, what we did is the economic investment. So we look in terms of feasibility of the projects. So like the SRT or the MRTA send us the projects, and then we look, is it feasible? And then we recommend on what we comment on the project, and we send on to the cabinet and make it approval. Fifth is to evaluate. So once the project's complete, we went into the project to do some auditing. Right now, we don't have the law saying that yet, but we're waiting for that. So we kind of practicing what we're doing at the moment. We've been here for 5 years, as I tell you before. But once we have our law, then those practice of our organization will be based on the law. So just to understand the organization in Thailand, right? So there's an OTP on the left corner on the top. They're doing the whole planning of the kind of logistics or traveling mode in Thailand, whether it's land mode or air mode or water mode. So They look in terms of the whole system. And then there's our operator, so the SRT and the owner of the lines, basically, and the MRTA as well. So two of them. And on the right top corner, we have the RTRDA. So basically, what it is, it's the law for regulating the railway in Thailand, basically. And part one, it's the policy committee. So we have the committee, a huge committee from right now it's a PM, the Prime Minister, who's the top of the committee, and then there's some other departments involved in terms of the rail system, trying to set the policy in Thailand. Part two is the development of the rail transport project, whether, from the start to the end, how we're gonna regulate it. So, part three, we're gonna set the rail transport system area, and as well as the safety zone, just like in Singapore or Dubai or, in the US and in the Europe, they always have the safety zone. So we're trying to say, you cannot do the construction in safety zone, or if you want to do the construction, you have to come to the DRT, ask for permission, and then we give the permission to do all those stuff. Because once you're doing something in the safety zone, it can intervene with the rail system that we have. So, part four, it's the operation of the rail transport service. So if we talk about the operator, how they're gonna, setting the fare, maximum fare, servicing fare. Part five is the railway track sharing. If that happen, there's as Mr. Anand said, there's an open slot. So people can get those slots and then maybe doing the service of the rail system by their own in those open access part. Part six is investigation of accident and incident. Basically, right now we're doing the investigation also in terms of to improve our minimum requirement or minimum standard we set for Thailand. So we need to do the accident investigation to try to know, to solve the problem we have. A lot of accidents occur at the crossing. We have the standard for that, and we're trying to, improve our standard on that as well. Part seven, it's a rail transport inspector. So basically, we can go into the rolling stock and then say inspect them if there's a safety issue, and the officer as well. So there's an officer, in terms of the regulatory person who in charge of safety and service standards. Another important one would be the part 9, registration of rail transport vehicle or rolling stock. So basically, you're gonna have a license plate for rolling stock, right? The SRT have their own system, the MRT has their own system. Now we're gonna have another one, which is kind of the European called licensing system that we will be putting. So once we know the number, we can tell everything about the car. So, part 10, protection of passenger and service user. So we're trying to protect the passenger, like delay or canceling of the trips. You can get the money back, or you can get some change in your schedule for free, stuff like that. And it's included in the part 10. So, part 11, penalties. So we're trying to protect our rail system. So such as if you walk on the rail, you get a penalty for doing that, basically. So it's including the penalty parts. And transitory provisions, basically, it say whatever SRT has or MRT has, it can continue on. Basically, we give them a free ride for the license because they're the one who in charge of the operating of the rail system before. So, but once the laws come into place, the new player coming in, they will be asking for license from the DRT, basically. So in terms of the infrastructure, for the metro in Bangkok, those are the MMAP. We call the MMAP. It's the planning. We're trying to get up to 14 roads. It will be around 553 kilometers. But now we have probably 300, so we're still moving on. But those are the plan. And currently we proposing a new one, MMAP 2, which is the extension of this map. into the suburban area. So now in service, as I told you, 13 roads, 276 kilometers, lots of color lines as shown on this picture. So the newest one would be the yellow and the pink line, which is the monorail system. The first two monorail systems in Thailand, which is the pink and the yellow. And some other lines, such as GO lines, it's the APM. It's an APM, automated people mover, that we use in our system as well. So in terms of intercity lines, existing we have roughly 4,000 kilometers. But when we expand our double track projects, then it can go up to, according to the plan, it can go up to 4,700 kilometers in the near future. So, and I separate it out into single track, double track, and triple tracks for you to see. So in the future, double track will go up to roughly 72%. So that will increase the capacity of the lines, of the intercity line. So there will be open slot for, other player for the open access to play in those parts. Well, those are the double track planning. So we have the new line as well. The new line is like Nisai to Chiang Rai and Chiang Khong, and then the Ban Pai, Mudahan, and Nakhon Phanom. Those are the two new lines under construction. So some regional city, which is taken care by the MRTA. As the owner of the project, they study different city and different transport system for different city, which is mainly they look in terms of rail transport. So as Chiang Mai, Phitsanulok, Nakhon Ratchasima, Phuket, and Khon Kaen. So in the future, we might have the rail system, or maybe like a tram system in some part of the city. That's been shown here on the map. Someone asked about a high speed. So actually, we have 5 routes planning in 2032. But for now, we look in terms of the closer future would be the Bangkok Nakhon Ratchasima under construction. 253 kilometers. And then there's the continuation from Nakhon Ratchasima to Nong Khai, another 355. So it will be connected to Laos and China and so on. And Don Mueang Utapao is it's said under construction, but we still have some problem with that kind of project at the moment. We're trying to create that. Another technology we look in terms of regulator, we trying to make the service faster. So we introduced the EMV contactless payment in the metro system. As you can see, we don't need to use coin anymore. So we can just tap in and tap out. And those are just the line that we've been doing. And with the 20 baht policy, so we were trying to make, wherever you go, you only pay 20 baht inside Bangkok using the rail system. So we're starting from the red line and the purple line, the one that's the government actually take care of. So, and we're trying to continue on to other lines or other color of lines as well in the future. So what we're trying to do, one is convenient, safe, on time, and reasonable price. And we set our goal in terms of accessible to anyone. So in our laws, we open up the possibility to disability and all those people in needs as well. And we need a law, we need a safety, a technique, we have to look into financial burden as well, whether what we do and what we not. And service standard and local authority and central government, community, and university come into play in terms of making it's convenient, safe, on time, and reasonable price. So now we're preparing, once the law come out, everything will be done online or digitally. So we don't use paper anymore. We're thinking in terms of, giving the license online. You just go to the website and you plug in everything, you know. So we have to issue about 12,000 railway licenses and registration. And there's currently, we looking in terms of 7 operator licenses, more than 2,000 train driver licenses, and more than 10,000 train car registrations. And we have the system preparing for that. So, and you can take it anywhere because it's work your mobile as well. So it's an e-application, it's e-verification, it's a qualification check, it's an online meeting between the DRT officer with the applicants, and then there's an e-payment, and then e-licensing. So everything is online. So those system is already under the test at the moment. So those are just the pictures. We're testing it with some of the operator already, trying to, you know, to move fast. Once the law come out, then we can definitely putting all those into our database. Well, in terms of safety, as I told you before, we have a lot of problem in terms of accident in the intercity lines. So roughly there's 2,641 railway crossing in Thailand, you know, and if we split into different type of crossing, the one who come from, you know, other country might always ask me, what's an illegal crossing? Because in Europe, they don't have illegal crossing. In Thailand, we have. Basically, illegal crossing means that the one that there's a road planning, there's a road coming in and then just go across the railway line without asking the HRT for permission. That's why we call it illegal crossing. We're trying to cross those down, or maybe make it different level so there's no accident. That's what we're trying to do. And you know, those are the percentage. So roughly we remain with 688 illegal crossing at the moment. But it's getting down on the right-hand side corner. The statistics showing that we're trying to cross down the illegal crossing. So it's from last year to this year, we crossed about maybe close to 100 illegal crossing already. So another thing we did, the smart thing we did is the DRT crossing. We call it DRT crossing. So basically, we collect all those 2,000 crossing. We went in, we take a picture. We input all the specific data regarding safety at that crossing. We have the database. You can download it on your iPhone as well. It's called DRT crossing. I use it on my phone as well when I went out and checked on the crossing myself. And then you can report any problem at the crossing, whether it's the barrier problem or there's an accident occur at the crossing. You can report to us, and then we're trying to fix it with the HRT. Talking about standards, we separate into different type of standard. First one is the civil standard. So we have the track, our own track classification. We have the ballastless track design. We have track component design. We have rail inspection. We have the CWR, continuous welded rail standards. We have ballast track design. We have the railway track transition zone design. We have track drainage system for intercity rail design. We have the mainline railway track maintenance standards. Next one. Rolling stock standards. We have the bogie container flat wagons standards. We have the recommended general standard for rolling stocks. We have the crash worthiness requirement for rail vehicles. We have the structural requirement of bogie container flat wagon. We have the air condition for urban, suburban rolling stock comfort parameter standards. We have the method for measuring the contour of the railway wheels using the MR1 2246/1 standards. Safety standard, we have the safety standard for working in urban passenger heavy rail, or UPHR. We have the operation standards of the carriage of dangerous goods by rail, which follow the international standard called RID. And we have the LNG ISO container tank storage area in container yards. Those the two are we actually doing the standard to promote the use of rail system for one of the major player in logistics. We have electrification standard. We have grounding bonding system on mainline train. We have the AC electrification system. We have the transformer arrangement standard for AC electrification system. We have the supervisory control and data acquisition for AC electrification system for mainline train. So those are the electrification standard for mainline. Right now we continue on to move on to doing the standard for the metro system as well, for the electrification standards. We have the signaling and communication standard for mainline, and then we will continue on to the metro within this year and the next year. So. We have the APM standard as well, which we follow the ASCE 21 of the US, because we know that those are the standard that our system is using at the moment. So we translate it into Thai, and then we look in terms of the comparison with what we're doing now, and then we adjust some of the standard to be a minimum requirement for Thailand. Some project that we're doing. This one, we have the study on the developing of the standard for railway infrastructure drainage system and preparing for risk reduction measure for railway system. So those are the objective and benefit that we look at the moment. Second project we doing is the regulation for greenhouse gas for rail system. Basically, we look in terms of how we're gonna sell our carbon credit, so which is the new thing, or a big thing in the world at the moment, because we know that the rail system is kind of the number one, that you can sell. You can buy or sell the carbon credit in terms of transport system. And we're trying to study that and then propose to the operator in Thailand. So. Another one is the monitoring and evaluation of the Thailand-China Railway Corporation, because it's the construction is underway. So we're trying to see what the problem is, and we're trying to fix the problem and speed up the construction. Another one is the rail vehicle inspection standard. So this one, once it come out, there's going to be the standard for checking the prototype rolling stock. As you can see, we kind of having a research on rolling stock at the moment. So that there will be a need for the standard to inspect it before use. So it will be include in terms of type tests and commissioning tests and stuff like that, and so on, within these standards, to make sure that once it's get on the line, it's the safety would not be compromised. Another project we're doing is the Singapore-Kunming Rail Link. Basically, we're trying to see, if you want to travel Singapore to Kunming, what's the problem? And what's the issue when you want to travel from Singapore to Kunming? So from down south up to Kunming in China. Another one would be the cost. We call it the ceiling cost. As I told you before, that's our law. Our proposing law will be, we can put the ceiling cost for freight railway, for passenger railway as well. So, upcoming project. So we look in terms of cybersecurity, because DRT is a regulator for cybersecurity at the moment, because we have an agency on the cybersecurity, and they're trying to get someone to be, the one who actually in charge for the rail system. So it's our responsibility at the moment to make it safe for cybersecurity for the railway system in Thailand. So we request for the project, we request for the budget for the project that will be studied this year. Another one is the railway station service quality assessment. We have the project when we give out the reward to basically the station that's doing better than other stations. So we have a criteria. We go out and then we grade them by the station, and we give them the rewards. So. Another project is the project to create a standard and database for rail transport system area and rail transport safety zone. It's an upcoming project. We look in terms of using the drone and using the GIS data to collect all the safety zone in Thailand. So once we become active in the laws, and we know what who's actually inside those safety zones, and we're trying to make it safer. Subsidiary law drafting, another upcoming project. So once we have the Railway Act law, the new Railway Act, then we need to do the subsidiary law drafting. So we have the project coming up to see the technical detail that we're gonna be imposed on the rail operator and so on. So basically, well, that's all of my content for the DRT. I believe I have another 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Maybe more. You have the privilege to get some minutes with the presentation. Yeah. We are not closing the door of the room punctually. Yeah, we still have some time. Yeah, questions from the audience, please. Otherwise, I will enjoy my privilege again to ask questions. If not, I would start. In terms of standard, normally in Thailand or Thai Kingdom, TSI, Thai Standard Institute, is the person or is organization who issue standards. Normally they have 2 levels of standards: enforced standard and recommended standard. What is the situation for railways? Do you have the same situation like that?
Well, at the moment, it's not. It's just all of those 31 standards that I proposed to you. All of them are voluntary at the moment. But we're trying to, once we have the law, then we're trying to change those standards to be compulsory. So we look in terms of some of them can be compulsory and some of them can be voluntary. So it's depending on whether it's safety issue. If it's safety issue, we put them into compulsory system.
That means standards related to safety will be turned to the law, to subsidiary law.
Compulsory.
And how could we, as a normal people, can recognize it will be a logo or announcement? This standard is
well, in terms of proposing the subsidiary laws, it has to go through the hearing, and we have to ask other operator, we have to ask people, we have to before it's becoming the law, there's a lot of steps you have to take.
Yeah. Okay.
So no worries.
Okay.
And all those standards, we actually talked to the operator already.
Yeah.
We set up a committee to look into those standards, and then we tell them, okay, this is safety standard. So in the future, it might be compulsory. So
yeah, that means the whole set of the standards that we have presented, it would be a mixture of compulsory.
That's right.
Also,
that's right. Some of them, it's obviously just voluntary.
Yeah.
Like the design, of the BCF and stuff like that. It's more like for the industry to use to make a rolling stock. Stuff like that would be just voluntary.
Yeah. It's quite critical because I can remember very well last 6 months or 8 months before, when you issued the cybersecurity standard to the hearing, a lot of people have misunderstood.
Those are just a draft, so no worries.
Yeah.
It has to be included in the hearing before it's become the law. So.
Right. Okay, now, please.
As you represented DRT, mentioned about the high-speed rail, Bangkok, Nakhon Ratchasima, and I have many friends in upcountry people. They asking me because they're waiting for this high-speed rail. So when shall the high-speed rail plan to be finished?
According to the plan, is 2,571. So now it's 256.
4 years.
For another 4 years.
Yep. 4 years for finishing or 4 years to start the project?
Finishing for the first part, for the Nakhon Ratchasima, up to Nakhon Ratchasima.
Okay.
That means another 5 years, I can answer them that another 5 years.
If everything's go through. So we have a bit of problem at the Ayutthaya station, as you might heard news, and We have some other part like, the collapse of the tunnel.
And
stuff
also,
like that. So,
a group of Ayutthaya people, they just tell me that, is it only Ayutthaya got a problem? They will try
actually,
to solve them.
they're a bit along the line as well. They're asking for, sometimes they don't like the level they want to be or
Yes.
elevated level high speed railway. Maybe we have to have the sky. How do we call that? Sky high speed train in the future. Maybe a sky high speed.
So they
train.
asked me that
So
if Ayutthaya province finish this problem, that means the plan will be go further. No other problems.
Oh, you never know, because once the people see the construction, they start thinking, and once they start thinking, they start protesting. Sometimes it's just like that, and we have to fix the problem with the people. It's not the system itself that we have the problem. It's a problem, once the trains, once you have this, once you see the structure, then sometimes people, get irritated by the look or by then there's a problem we have to fix with the SRT as well.
Yeah. Okay, but back to this question, because I'm curious myself. Because a lot of people here do not know about Ayutthaya, because it's quite complicated question, right? Back to the current state. Is that only Ayutthaya the problem of the, let's say, realizing the high-speed train, or is there many cases more than that? Let's say.
Well, Mr. Allen would know better than me, but there's a lot to go through.
You have to go through
with the people problem.
Only in Ayutthaya region or somewhere else?
Some other part as well.
Some other part as well. Ayutthaya is quite complicated because it's related to the heritage of the country, right? Because of the ancient area of Thailand, and this everyone knows Ayutthaya is the ancient capital of Thailand, and there are so many, let's say, valuable heritage over there, and having a train running over there could damage something over there, right? Okay. Yeah, please, Andrew.
Okay, I'm Andrew, coming from Malaysia. The reason I'm asking this question is because currently I'm doing a project which is a cross-border, Malaysia and Singapore. So when I look at the impressive slides, I see there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of works has been planned in the preparing the draft and also up to the parliament's level. There are some real case that I experienced in the project which deal with cross-border. One thing is that we always have to refer to different kind of standards once you cross the borders, example Malaysia and Singapore. So I'm just wondering, the standards that you are putting in now, is there any reference that you are considering, example to China standards or Thai standards? What is the thought process, and what are the things that is in place?
I understand you. It's basically the situation in our Asian country, because we're not like European, right? Where they have a middle kind of council where they set up the standard for the whole system of countries. But in terms of our country, even the standard gauge or meter gauge, we still talking about that, and we're trying to overcome those objections. So we have to talk like in terms of the standard, we look in terms of international standard. Mostly of the standard we look in terms of EN standards, because we found that for high speed, we have the one with the China. So those are the Chinese standards. But other stuff we look in terms of more like a EN standard, because we know that other countries follow the EN. So we kind of following. We keep that in mind. But in terms of the situation, we have to talk to other cross-border country, whether they have the same issue or not. Or once you want to have your rolling stock coming in Thailand, that's a lot of talk. We have to talk in terms of safety as well. So
just my curiosity, who is your counterpart in Malaysia when you talk about the standard in railways?
Well, we have the committee with the SRT as well. So we talk.
The body in Malaysia, who is that? The Department of Railway of Malaysian government?
Well, there's a regulator in Malaysia.
There's a regulator over there.
And the operator in Malaysia as well.
Okay.
So we have a committee We call it kind of a cross-border committee, whether it's Cambodia, Malaysia, Laos.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot, but we listen to the European country. They always ask us why didn't Asian country get together and become just one council, and then trying to connect all the standards together. That's a question remaining in my mind as well. So.
Harmonizing Asian people would be very challenging.
Because different culture, right? So what we talk, okay. This is our own standard. This is our own standard. So.
Yeah, please.
Oh, hi. What?
Hello. The slides are actually pretty much good. I would like to ask you, what do you think about the railway signaling system? Because I never see both of the slides, even the chairman's slides also. No one is talking about the railway signaling system, because that is one of the most important thing. And the second question is, I think, I'm not sure you can answer for this. Royal Blossom and Keiha, both are Japanese trains, and you are putting more effort to change the interior for the Japanese train. Why do you don't change the Thai carriages? For the 15 years I'm traveling on the train, same seats.
Okay. First question first. You're asking about signaling, right? Yeah, it's true. Because in terms of connection between countries, we have to look in terms of signaling in order to be able to operate train between the two countries. But then, as a SRT, they're trying to improve the signaling into ETCS level 1 at the moment. So they're putting in all the stuff in the train and along the wayside as well. So that's the intercity. For the metro, it's usually CBTC and European standards as well. So the standard we look in terms of the minimum requirement. We look in terms of what we're using at the moment and trying to set the minimum. We don't say the spec. We don't actually propose the specification. We propose what type of system you need to make it safe. So basically, you can do the shopping for your own signaling system, but basically there's some type of safety standard requirement as a minimum. So the second question is on Blossom and Kihar. Mr. Well, for my thought, I think it's a Japanese trend. So people as you know, people in Thailand, I don't know whether you know, but people in Thailand like to travel to Japan to get a ride on the train. So once we get the train, I think they want to preserve a lot of stuff inside the Japanese train. As when people in Thailand get on board, they would feel like Japanese kind of feelings. Try to preserve their culture. But as you might see in one of the pictures, we have another luxury coach where it is during the test, and then it will become it will be used in the SRT maybe in the near future. Those are the thought and the desire of the Thai researcher. So those are kind of they put in terms of the Thainess into their research as well. So
actually, I can help answer this question. Thailand is a mixture of culture. We mix all culture in Thailand. We enjoy every ceremony, every event like Christmas. Yeah, we are not Christian, but we still celebrate
we have
Christmas.
to preserve it. If you get onto Kihar, you will feel Japanese because even the smell, I can still smell like Japanese smell inside the Japanese train. So
we enjoy mixture of the culture in Thailand. Okay, as a good moderator, I have to close the session in time. We still have some vivid discussion. You can continue the discussion with our presenters here on the foyer because we have plenty of time before we go to the blanket. So thank you very much, Dr. Tayakorn, for your interesting presentation. And again,